Yeah, good morning and welcome to another edition of the newspaper review here on Lagoon Radio, your number one online gospel radio station powered by the Diocese of Lagos. Anglican Communion. Yeah, we are back again. We've got quite a number of papers here, but before we get started, follow us on Facebook at Lagoon Radio Nigeria, on Instagram and Twitter is at Lagoonradio.Ng. You can also download the Lagoon Radio app on Google Play Store and App Store, irrespective of the device that you use. We've got you covered. My name is Taiwo Adeola Shabiolibe, and I have with me in the studio Simidele Olabisi. Okay, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Sharp. Good morning, great people.
How's the weather treating you this morning?
The weather is treating me so fair. It's treating me fairly, like pampering me. Like I've practically been praying that God, I just want rain to fall, so that at least this Lagos it can even calm down a bit. Kilo
And the
J,
heat overnight was something
it's just
else.
something else.
I felt it.
You got to a stage this morning. I started questioning.
I didn't sleep early. I woke up in the middle of the night, and then my
I was
neck
like,
just
the last person that entered air fire, did the person forget
to
to lock the door?
All right, so we'll be doing the review together. We'll try as much as possible to touch one or two stories or more. Trust us. All right, starting with the Nigerian pilot. On the paper, we can see 34 lawyers in court to defend Deborah's alleged killers.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, to defend. I like that.
34 lawyers in court to defend Deborah's alleged killers. Wow.
At least they're coming out, and it's.
In fact, they should even
encouraging.
arrest all the 34 lawyers. Really. Because you're coming out to defend this girl's killers. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand. I beg.
So wait,
Not
are we to praise you now or what?
Oh, we have to use that and rub your head. In fact, there's no lawyer that should even come out. Really, there's no lawyer that should even come out. Let them actually defend themselves. Like, if you know you're not a part of that, then in fact, what actually
I'm actually happy these
justifies the
people
killing?
came out. Why? Because now we can see the kind of lawyers we've got out there. It shows how much of integrity they've got. Yeah, it's true they say lawyers are liars, but I mean, if you want to lie, try as much as possible to speak more of the truth, and then we can move from there. But this doesn't seem right. But let's see how it ends. That's on page 25. Editors vow to defend democracy, press freedom. That's on page 5. Accountant General arrested over 80 billion naira. That's the major story there, and they write that says EFCC arrest AGF Ahmed Idris over alleged 80 billion naira fraud. Says he allegedly laundered money through bogus consultancies and others. That the funds were also laundered through real estate investment in Kano and Abuja. Arrest due to his failure to honor invitations by EFCC to respond to all of these allegations. All of this you can read on pages 8 of the Nigerian Pilot.
And really, I hope this arrest is not just for the books. And I hope that there's proper follow-up. Not like the case of someone that stole 1.7 million naira and you're granting the person bail of 600,000 naira. I see no reason why that should be. Now, someone has actually been arrested over 80 billion naira fraud for allegedly laundering money through bogus consultancies. If he's actually found guilty, I don't think he should be granted 8 million naira bail, not even an 80 million naira bail, because we're talking about 80 billion naira. But come to think of it, where are all this money coming out from?
We just hear them. Honestly, we don't know where they come from, and we don't even know where they end up settling down, or whose pockets or whose accounts they run into.
And still, all this money, we're just airing them up and down, and we are still taking loan.
And to think of this country being in lots of loans and deficit and
Debt and all
facing
that.
these problems, ASU, fuel scarcity, and all of that, then what are you doing with the money or monies? Because there's a lot of them.
So, our money is here as well.
Inflation hit 16.82% highest in 8 months. That's also on page 5 of the Nigerian pilot. Without borrow, there wouldn't be Rivers Bayelsa State, says Governor Dewey. That's on page 7. Gunmen abduct village head, kill 6 in Kano. That's also on page 7. Moving to page 8, soldiers kill 2 unknown gunmen as Anambra State boils. Moving on to page 9, Bauchi police arrest 3 persons over mysterious death of APC chairman. And I turn back to page 5. Hype man seeks EFCC support in curbing oil theft in Niger Delta. And the last one at the very bottom of the paper, airline operators announce flight disruption over scarcity of aviation fuel. That's on page 7 of the Nigerian pilot.
All right, thank you so much. I'll be taking this Nigeria. There are some headlines here on this Nigeria that we've already taken on Nigeria Pilot, but let me just take the ones that we've not touched. The case of the Accountant General Idris in EFCC Net is actually seems to be the one making the major headline this morning. So that's that. PSC approves promotion of 2 DIGs, 8 AIGs, including Mago, 23 commissioners and others. That's on page 6 of this Nigeria papers. And this is on APC ticket. Silva, Malami Talon withdraw from races. Wow. As Amechi, Enang and Masanawa resign. That's also on page 4 of this Nigeria papers. And lastly, on this Nigeria, this on page 12, it's too late to tinker with 2023 election timelines, says INEC. And I think it's actually a very good one coming from INEC. Please, it's too late to start saying INEC should reschedule or anything. Please, just let it be.
Before you people have been given enough time.
Enough time to
There's
prepare.
No need to delay.
Exactly. So let's INEC just did their day. So thank you. That'll be all for this Nigeria papers.
All right, moving on to Daybreak newspaper, we can see a proper breakdown of the story of Deborah Yakubu. Professor leads 34 lawyers to defend suspect in Sokoto, and this writer says suspected killers and co-students identified as Biliaminu Aliyu and Aminu Ukungsi. Hopper has both charged with lesser crime of criminal conspiracy and inciting public disturbance. You can imagine. And the last one says suspects plead not guilty. They are remanded in prison. Wait.
Okay.
So they are actually being charged with lesser crime of criminal conspiracy and inciting public disturbance. To you, as a lawyer, coming from you.
Sorry. Take it personal.
No, I'm not really.
You're short of words. You're practically short of words, really. You're short of words. And according to as at yesterday night, this lady's mom have actually been unconscious, and as at yesterday night, she's not yet awake. Or she wasn't yet awake. I mean, she's yet to be awake. Like, I don't even know the English to speak. So now I think that it's time for us to start being human. Like, we should stop being inhumane. Like, let's put people in our shoes. If it were to be your own children that were in Deborah's shoes, that was killed this way, how would you feel? Fine, we know you're doing your job and it's all for the money. But let's just call a spade a spade. Let's just call a spade and stop playing hanky-panky on the truth. Videos don't lie. The video was actually out there. Like, the video was actually trending over the weekend. So what's there to lie about? Even if you want to defend people, you can as well defend those whose faces were not actually shown on that video.
And not the ones that we
can actually see and they were there. And the only thing that can make those other people that their faces did not show in the video, the only thing that can set them free is if those caught and proven guilty could actually attest to it that they are part of us. Finish. So I don't know. I don't know what all these lies are all about. All in the name of doing my job. You're not doing your job. You're not just being yourself. Excuse me, please. Let's
Shows
just
how
be.
influential the parents are.
Exactly. Let's just be. So that means the suspects, so to say, now, because they've not been proven guilty really, but the suspects now, that means maybe they are actually kind of well to do and all that. So does it mean that
They do it and they get
people,
away.
yeah, they do things they want, they do things they like, to the extent of even killing someone and get away with
And
it?
as a lawyer, you advise them to plead guilty.
Exactly.
And you can see it all over the place. Well, all of this we're talking about is on page 2. Buhari Malami seeks Supreme Court interpretation of Electoral Act Section 84 subsection 12. That's on page 4. After strike, Buhari orders NITDA to subject IPPIS, UTAS, U3PS to integrity test.
Oh.
That's on page 6.
So
I
at
want
least
to find
finally,
out
our
more.
president has actually agreed that there's a strike.
And now that
because,
he's aware, because
like,
initially he wasn't
few
aware.
days ago, I think like 2 weeks ago, it was like he wasn't aware there's a strike going on. So at least we are a step ahead. Congratulations to everyone.
Federal government raises 984.28 billion naira via bonds in 4 months mid 2022 budget deficit. You want to find out how? That's on page 5. EFCC arrest Ahmed Idris, Accountant General of Federation, for 8 billion naira fraud. Yes. Gandhi bows to pressure dumps senatorial ambition. Wow, that's on page 8. Avoid bushmeat. NCDC warns amid monkeypox outbreak. All of you that love bushmeat. It's bushmeat.
Excuse me, Sharp. Just write my name in capital letter. So stop saying all of you that love. Write my name in capital letter. Let me beat my chest.
I honestly did not know you like bushmeat.
Actually, I don't like bushmeat. I love bushmeat, especially when you pepper it. You know, by the time you finish roasting it, to dry. Now put it inside stew. Alata swell, leave it overnight. Let it swell up inside that stew. Oh my goodness me. My favorite bushmeat is actually squirrel. Is it squirrel? No, I don't like antelope. Antelope, the skin is too strong. There's one other one like this that we used to use hot water.
So now you're even telling me there are different kinds.
Yes,
of
we have different types of bushmeat.
I thought it's just one, and then they call it bushmeat.
No, there are different types of bushmeat.
I had one during my service here. I didn't even know what kind of meat, but I know it's beef, and I like beef. Anything aside from beef, I can see that it's sweet too. Really, but I won't take it again because.
But now that NCDC has said we should stop eating bushmeat because of monkeypox outbreak, it's God that will deliver us. Maybe we can switch to guinea fowl. Thank you.
Amechi finally resigns from Buhari's cabinet. That's on page 2. There's a lot of interesting stories on Daybreak. Airline operators warn aviation fuel scarcity may lead to more flight disruptions. That's also on page 2. And I think I rest on the Daybreak newspaper.
Yeah, all right. I'll be taking the Daily Independent, and I'll be starting from the picture on the Daily Independent because yesterday was the International Boy Child Day, and so to all of us that have male children, it's not easy. Happy International Boy Child Day. 2 fingers in the hair. All right. So I could see a lovely, very lovely picture of the Commissioner of Women Affairs, Cecilia Dada. She's the Commissioner of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation in Lagos State. Oluremi Amza, the wife of the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, and Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, the First Lady of Lagos State, Saeed Ahmed, consultant and general surgeon and imam, DCP Fayoade Adegoke of the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department during the boy child parenting seminar organized by the Office of the First Lady of Lagos State at the Lagos House in Alausa Ikeja yesterday, and we could see the placards they're actually carrying. We have some write-ups there which are very interesting. Boys and girls are equal, which I can actually beat my chest to.
See, all of these things, seriously, all of these things written on the placard. In fact, we talked about most of it yesterday on my show. I mean, some people tend to neglect the boy child and subject
Focus
the
more on
women
the
on,
girl child.
you are to do this, you're to do this,
Mm-hmm.
do this as a woman, and
Mm-hmm.
then you make the guy become lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then my guest said we have some 25-year-old men, and we have some 40-year-old boys. It's
Exactly.
true. So
Yeah.
now one of the placards says, "Let's build stronger boys, not broken
Men,
men."
yes.
I
Then
mean,
one
we need
says,
to pay
stop
more attention.
neglecting the boy child. Boys are important too.
Yes.
Because to me, I'm like, if you're training the girls only, who are you training them for? Go, go, go.
This see, I said, oh, this thing that I didn't even know. We didn't know. Honestly, that's bad on my part. But we talked about this thing yesterday, and then you refuse to train these boys, but of course you're training the girls. The girls are eventually going to marry these untrained guys,
Exactly.
and then problem will start in the marriages.
And you be telling the girl child, you will far no ni, you will cope, just be patient.
And then the girl child will have her own kids.
The
So, and do
patient's
the
dog is
same.
the fattest bone.
Please, let's pay more attention to our kids. No one supersedes the other. They are all equal. Let's treat them the same way.
Yeah, so that's that about that. The major headline on Daily Independent: aviation fuel crisis. 30 years after burst pipelines to Lagos airport haunts airlines. And the writers to that says stakeholders say pipelines would have made Jet A1 cheaper, and worried use of tankers to discharge fuel at airports risky. Say 5 million liters of aviation fuel sold at Lagos airports daily. You can get all of that on page 29. And this is on ASU strike as UI Lautech students protest block major roads in Ibadan. That's on page 7. And still on Daily Independent papers, union accused aero management of planning to kill airline, kicks against 40% sack of workforce, because as at yesterday, the news was all over that airlines are actually preparing to sack 40% of their workforce. Then unions allegations unfounded, says management. That's you can get all of that on page 5 of the Daily Independent papers. I'm moving to page 6. Okay, we've taken that Silva withdraws presidential bid and back to office, which is good, because if you know you want to aspire for you want to run, let me put that way, if you want to run as a president and you're holding a major position, Biko resign before you now start doing that one. It's not that you be in a particular office and be a presidential aspirant, even a Guba aspirant. Just resign first. Let us know where you want to go. Okay. I actually have another one here. Deborah Samuel Tunde Bakare says, I was a devout Muslim. Quran does not justify killing. And even some other Islamic clerics have actually been saying that the Quran does not justify killing. As court remands suspected killers defended by 34 lawyers. The court is even supposed to remand their 34 lawyers as well for trying to defend them.
And they are senior lawyers.
Exactly. So it's nothing. We've talked about that. So I don't even want anybody to vex me this morning. Okay, moving to page 7 of the Daily Independent. Federal government directs Abuja Kaduna train services resumption. And I don't know, is it a yay or nay sharp? Because there are still a lot of people in the that are still at the kidnappers' den. And this same Abuja Kaduna train services, the federal government has actually directed that they should resume. To me, I don't think they should
so
yet.
For whatever reason why this happened earlier, has it been resolved? Has it been looked into? Has it been investigated? And have they settled? Because at some point you don't want to negotiate with criminals, but have you find out what really happened? What led to the incident?
Yeah,
Of the Abuja
Kaduna.
Kaduna train attacks. And
Then
all of that.
basically is the federal government ready to secure the rails? Because are you ready to? Do you have something to actually counter it when they start attacking those rails? Because a lot of things should be put into consideration.
Yes, we need to ask before we take another step. I'm not saying
Exactly.
it shouldn't work. I'm not saying you shouldn't resume operation, but of course
Settle what's on ground
consider
first.
people's lives as well. It's very important.
Exactly.
They're not chickens
Yeah.
that will just die like that. We have just one life to live, and once we've gone, that's the end. But you shouldn't be to a gruesome murder or to an unfortunate incident like this.
So, lastly, on Daily Independent, Afsat Abiola has actually come out to say the why I chose Yaya Bello over Southwest presidential aspirant. To get the why, you can get that on page 7 of the Daily Independent papers. That'll be all.
All right, I think about the last one. I don't know if you may have something else, but I'm going to take the national economy. How Nigerian can achieve double digits growth in 5 years, says economist. Okay, so the story, in order to succeed in tackling poverty, Nigeria must target double digit economic growth as a new normal. An economist, Tokbe, said this yesterday in an interview. He said inflation and population growth, which are factors weighing on the economic growth every year, must be higher than the uh, combination of inflation and population growth and devaluation of your currency. So consequently, he said, and he urged the federal government to put more effort in the agriculture sector to address the global food crisis, especially as the Russia-Ukraine crisis led, um, what's it called? Exaggerated the global food exercise. Yes, that's that. And that's coming from an economist, Stockman. He says in the rider, federal government must invest more in agriculture, stimulate consumption of locally made product. I think it's high time we need to now appreciate what we have, and of course, farming, like you said, agricultural sector. We need to put more effort
We need to
into
hope our
all
games.
of that. Yes, we've got resources as well. Why then do we have to depend on other countries for survival? And that's where we've got a lot of problems. If the federal government can look into it, I think it's going to help us and we'll go a long way. Of course, there are stories we've taken before on the front page. We have leadership to honor captains of industry, business tycoons, others today. That's on page 5. And of course, you can see a picture on the front page. You can grab a copy and find more of the stories on the national economy. I think this is where
We'll be drawing the curtain.
I know, and I'm sure we are drawing the curtains here. Thank you very much. It's been an amazing time with you on Newspaper Review. Come tomorrow is going to be another edition. You don't want to miss out on it. Thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks immediately, and of course, keep listening to Lagoon Radio. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook at Lagoon Radio Nigeria. On Instagram and Twitter is at Lagoonradio.Ng. From both of us, it's a bye and have a good morning.